Hello everyone. Hello, this is my first video on my channel called Adam Stuff. And today, this is my first video on my channel. Today, I'm going to show you what I think the Legend of Zelda timeline is. So here's my Legend of Zelda encyclopedia. And wait, let me go and get my Historia, Hyrule Historia. If you know that book, you can find it on eBay. Just like this, you can find it on eBay, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. You can find it on lots of online retailers. And yeah. So, So, yeah. Now, the timeline it starts out with Skyward Sword. First was creation, like the creation. The fourth Skyward Sword. And it says emergence and sealing of the Demon King. By that they mean demise, which is kind of like Ganon, but and Ganondorf. But personally, after that, the Tweely, which are from Twilight Princess. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that you can find Tweely in Twilight Princess. But you can't find them in Skyward Sword or in Minish Cap, even if they existed around that time. So I don't know why, but I guess they just didn't show up in the game. Or they might have been in another place while that game was happening, out of the game's map. And the Minish Cap. The Minish Cap looks like the Minish Cap is where the creation of the Fourth Sword. And then bad guy, Vitae, he's like bad guy. Technically in the history of Hyrule, he's the second bad guy. First it's Demise, then it's Vitae. Then Four Swords, again Vitae. But that's like the game 2002. And it also came with a remake of Link to the Past. And then there's a Civil War with like all of the tribes, so like the Gorons, the Zora, and what else? And the Gerudo. Yeah, duh. Obviously. The Gerudo. Woohoo, Adam. Gerudo. And also, there's also then, if the hero is defeated at the end of Ocarina of Time. Like adult Link, not young Link from Ocarina of Time. Let me show you. The 7 stages seal Ganon, King of Evil, and A Link to the Past. So in A Link to the Past, King of Evil Ganon revived. And yeah, so he revives, Link to the Past, the King of Evil revived, then is exterminated. The Triforce returns to Hyrule Castle. And the Link from Link's Awakening is, believe it or not, actually also, he's also Link from Link to the Past. And after that, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, that's the same Link from Link's Awakening and Link to the Past. So if some of you didn't know that, you might be wondering, what? But yeah, it's the same Link. Except I don't think it's the same Link in the Zelda manga. The Zelda manga is kind of a different thing. Yeah. Find that on eBay too, or Amazon, or Indigo. Yeah, because it's a book. It's not a game. And here it says the Triforce splits, and after that it's kind of the next generation, and it's called A Link Between Worlds. If you know Link Between Worlds, it came out on 3DS 2013. So when I was a toddler, 3 years old, believe it or not. And Triforce Heroes is right after that, and it's the same Link. Then the royal family uses the Triforce. And in this era, it gives time to prosperity. But then, like, Zelda's brother wants to find out where the location of the Triforce is. And then his trusted wizard actually cursed her, which is pretty like, what? So he cursed her, and then she went to sleep until Link from The Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link saves him. In The Adventure of Link. The Legend of Zelda. Ganon returns, but is defeated. Yeah. But in this one, he's like a weirdo. He's like in a pig-like form. Ganon returns, but is defeated. The hidden Triforce of Wisdom is located. The Adventure of Link. The ancient Princess Zelda returns. So this is actually at the end. At the end of the game, when Link from The Adventure of Link and The Legend of Zelda in The Adventure of Link actually awakens Zelda from, like, in between Triforce Heroes and The Legend of Zelda, because The Legend of Zelda actually is a different Princess Zelda. So this is starting to get very complicated. So listen closely. The Adventure of Link. The ancient Princess Zelda returns. The hidden Triforce of Courage is found, not the Triforce of Wisdom, but the Triforce of Courage is. And Child Timeline, Ganondorf plot is stop. No. So here, when the hero is triumphant, you once again choose in between the C and the D. Child Timeline, Ganondorf plot is stopped. Majora's Mask. So Majora's Mask is the one with the moon crashing over Termina and all of the turmoil, and Child Link from Majora's Mask. But he's the same Link as Ocarina of Time, but he's like Child Link from Ocarina of Time, not Adult Link. This time it's all about Child Link. And Twilight Princess is here's what happens. Okay, so let me read it on this page. Might give some information. Oh, wait. Almost found it. The failed execution of Ganondorf. The Kingdom of Hyrule attempts to execute Ganondorf as a traitor. However, since he was chosen by the Triforce of Power and had been blessed with the power of the goddesses, it was impossible to execute Ganondorf. He could only be banished to the Twilight Realm by the sages. Twilight Princess, Ganondorf, a spirit in the Twilight Realm, manages to return to the Light World. He attempts to regain his former power, only to be destroyed by the hero. And then in Four Swords Adventure, it's like next generation, or next generation, or next generation. So, Four Swords Adventures. Ganondorf reincarnates. So it's like the next generation of Ganondorf. And he's a different Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time. And the Ganondorf in Twilight Princess is the same Ganondorf as Ocarina of Time. And the Ganondorf in Wind Waker is the same Ganondorf as Ocarina of Time. And the Ganondorf in A Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, and Legend of Zelda is also Ocarina of Time. It's also a resurrection of Ocarina of Time. Maybe not a resurrection. And here you can see that it says Ganondorf reincarnates. He obtains the evil trident and becomes Demon King Ganon. He breaking the seal on the demon Vaidi. The hero obtains the Four Sword, defeats Vaidi, and seals away Ganon. Ooh, that's a lot of work for Linky. And here now we're looking at adult timeline. Ganon is sealed away. Hyrule is sealed. And then wait, so here, adult timeline. Here's what happens in the adult timeline. Sealing Ganon. Ganon is sealed along with the Triforce of Power. The hero of time disappears, having returned to his original time. And by original time, they mean Majora's Mask. So yeah, I mean, I think something like that. But he's returned to when he was a kid. With the hero gone, the Triforce of Courage splits into 8 and scattered. Ganon returns. The hero does not. To prevent the destruction of the world, the goddesses submerge and seal Hyrule, along with Ganon, beneath the Great Sea. The Wind Waker. Ganondorf revives again. The ancient king of Hyrule guides Link and Princess Zelda, and they once again unite the Triforce. The king uses the Triforce to bury both Ganon and Hyrule beneath the ocean. Ouch! Hopefully Ganondorf can swim. And here's Phantom Hourglass, which is a sequel. So it's like a sequel. So yeah, Phantom Hourglass is a sequel to Wind Waker. So it's the same Link as Wind Waker. Princess Zelda and her crew depart for a new land. They continued their voyage while becoming caught up in the Temple of the Ocean King, freeing it from the grips of a monster known as Bella, which is the bad guy from Phantom Hourglass. Founding of the nation of Hyrule. Yay, they make another Hyrule. They remake Hyrule or something. But this is actually not the same land. Believe it or not, this is not the same land. Here it says, founding of the nation of Hyrule. They arrive at the land of the spirits of good and make peace with the Lokomo tribe there. Page 40. Spirit Trap. The Demon King Madalidus, sealed long ago, returns. Princess Zelda and Link defeat the demon. The Lokomo Guardians return to the heavens, and the new land is entrusted to the people of Hyrule. And after that, wait for it. After all of this, after all of the timelines, it's Breath of the Wild. But, Nintendo announced a prequel. I mean, not a prequel, but like a sequel and a prequel. I mean, no, like Hyrule Warriors. Time of Ganon. And it's called Time of Ganon because it's 100 years before Breath of the Wild, and everybody loves Breath of the Wild. Every single person who plays the Zelda series is like, whoa, when they play Breath of the Wild. And they're like, wow, it's been a long time. So, by that I mean that Link is going to poop in his pants to hear this. But, tell you what, Hyrule Warriors is actually going to be the prequel set 100 years before Legend of Zelda. So some people, I saw that some people online said that they were like, yeah, totally. The sequel to Breath of the Wild is actually a prequel. But that's not right. The real prequel is Hyrule Warriors, which means Hyrule Warriors is a prequel. Except if the sequel to Breath of the Wild is actually a prequel, it would need to be in between. It would need to be in between. It would need to be in between a friggin' amount of. So you know what? What I meant by that is that in 2019, November sometime in 2019, they announced the Breath of the Wild sequel. I found online some things that said, oh, hey, sup, this is actually a prequel. I thought that until I found in news of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Ganon. And Hyrule Warriors is kind of a prequel, but at the same time it's in the Hyrule Warriors series, which is kind of like a fighting game, like Smash Brothers. And yeah, it's also co-developed by a guy, and it's actually been running for a pretty long time. Yeah, that series has been running for like, wait, I forgot. Oh, so I think it's like, Hyrule Warriors is actually pretty recent. It's like 2014 that it came out. But it's still been running for like a considerable time. So it's not like it's been running for like 0 minutes. And yeah, playing with the lighting here. And what I'm filming this on is actually an S10e, so it's got some pretty good features. Okay, I'll make another video about S10e because I'm also like so interested in smartphones, and I did so much research. Okay, now back to Hyrule. So basically, I think that there's a connection in between and that Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Age of Calamity Ganon is Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Ganon. Both are after a time where all of the 3 timelines merged. So guess what? I know you might not have known this, but Linos are mostly in the Link to the Past timeline, the Link Between Worlds timeline, and the Legend of Zelda timeline. And you can't find them else in any other timeline. Then the Zora also go away. They're not in the Wind Waker timeline or the Link to the Past timeline. I mean, Zora do exist in the Link to the Past timeline, but they're not friendly like they are in Breath of the Wild. So the friendly Zoras are from probably Twilight Princess timeline. They still had friendly Zoras there. And the Rito were Zora who evolved into a species that's like a bird species, so they're like birdmen. And what that means is that there's Zora and Rito in Breath of the Wild, which is what I don't understand. And I'm like, what? What? I don't understand. So yeah, that's why you need to do some research, and you need to buy. You need to buy if you're like a total Zelda fan. Like if you're not that much of a Zelda fan and you've played it before, but you're not like interested in the lore, it's not worth even a penny. The Hyrule Historia, but the encyclopedia is a bit better than the Historia, and has a bit more content. I mean, the Hyrule Historia was for its 30th anniversary, and the encyclopedia was for its. I mean, the Historia was actually for its 25th anniversary, and the Encyclopedia edition was actually for its 30th anniversary. Sorry, I mentioned both of those for like, boom, its 30th anniversary. But no, that's not that. Both of them have their own anniversary time. And both of them came out at a time where there was like an anniversary. And yeah, so this is it, guys. And you guys, if you guys subscribe to my channel, I'd be super happy. It's okay if you don't, but also try to do a like, a comment. Please no inappropriate comments because kids might be watching this video. Bye, and hope you have a good day.